Hey everybody, how's it going? B Temple back again, and today we're heading back to a ration that's something I haven't done in quite some time. We've got ourselves an Arctic Field Ration here from Norway, and it's a breakfast menu, as you can tell by the sort of pale, sort of greenish gray label here. Usually the lunch slash supper ones have a kind of an olive tan kind of color to them, but this is a menu that don't see reviewed very often, maybe because it seems like it's going to be something that's rather basic, rather bland, but who knows. We've got ourselves just simply menu number 5, porridge, and it comes also with salted peanuts, hot chocolate, energy drink, dark chocolate, beef snack spoon, white, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think the last time I would have done one of these probably might have been like the wilderness stew or reindeer stew, whatever they happen to call it. So yeah, let's dig right in and let's see what we're working with. First of all, we've got real on the go beef snacks, salt and pepper flavor. Hopefully these are better than the chili ones. I wasn't a fan of those at all. We've got our main, we've got our porridge, which literally is just oats, powdered milk, and sugar. So yeah, there is a possibility this could be rather bland. Got an energy drink lemon. We've got our Regia hot chocolate, standard for Norwegian rations, and standard as well. We got our Nut Walker roasted and salted peanuts. These are always amazing. Got a dark chocolate bar, which doesn't feel like it's had any heat stress in any way, so that's a good sign. Ziploc bag and our plastic spoon, which breaks incredibly easily. And our freeze-dried coffee, a disinfection swab or wet wipe, whatever you want to call it, and some peppermint chewing gum. And there you have it. That is the entirety of our Arctic Field Ration. Seems a little tiny bit more Spartan, I guess you'll call it, than the previous review that I did of the Latvian single meal, 8-hour, 12-hour, whatever you want to call it, ration. But yeah, let's get some hot water and let's get our porridge going, and then let's mix up our hot chocolate and our energy drink. As per usual, I'm not gonna be drinking the coffee because I don't drink coffee at all. That'll just go into the pouch of randomness. Yeah, so let's get everything ready and then we'll try it out. All right, everyone, so this is everything laid out. We've got our main meal warming up a little bit more. We got our dark chocolate bar, which looks immaculate based on obviously the fact there's not even any bloom of any kind, and there's no sort of discoloration or change in shape, which is not bad considering I believe this ration may have been packed almost 3 years ago. We've got our beef jerky strips, we've got our salted peanuts, and I made an executive decision that if this ends up being incredibly bland, what I may do is, instead of making hot chocolate, throw some of the powder in here to make this sort of like a chocolate porridge, just to try to make it a bit more palatable, I guess, but I have no idea, so we're going to wait and see how this tastes originally first, and then we'll throw some of that in if we feel like we need it. And then we've got our lemon sports drink. So let's have a look at our main. There's our porridge. Give it a bit of a stir. Seems like I got the right amount of water in there. Everything seems to have constituted well. It's got a nice sticky sort of look to it, like any sort of old-fashioned porridge would. So yeah, still got lots of steam coming off there. Let's give some of this a try just on its own, and we'll see how it actually is. Remember, there's literally only 3 ingredients in here: oats, milk powder, and powdered sugar. So yeah, we'll see how bland it may be. Oh yeah, that's bland. That is incredibly bland. Let's try it this way. I don't know if I really meant to dump the whole thing in there, but anyway, can't take that back now. Let's give that a little bit of a stir around. This is why I hate these Norwegian spoons. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go get a regular spoon now. Just give me a minute. All right, so we've got our hot chocolate mix reconstituted in there now. Let's give it a try this time. See how much that's kicked that up, hopefully, a fair bit. Let's give it a go. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Especially, obviously, you made the porridge with hot water. So, you know, it's as if you just threw your cup of hot chocolate into it to mix it originally. This is a much better way of having this as opposed to just eating bland porridge and then drinking a hot chocolate. Just throw the powder in. And then all of a sudden you got a chocolatey sweet version. Yeah, that's really good now. All right. Before we move on, let's cleanse the palate, I guess. Try out our lemon sports drink. As usual, these Norwegian, the real brand sports drinks, they're nice and subtle. Obviously, it's an artificial flavor, but it doesn't seem as bad as what some other ration beverages might taste like. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of beef jerky in rations. I always find they're even drier than what they normally would be. But yeah, let's try a few strands of what feels like pieces of leather. And let's give this a go. Yeah, I would almost call them inedible. They're not as bad as what the old Canadian IMP beef jerky used to be like. But I tell you, it's not that much different. Like, it looks like plastic. That's the worst thing about this. Like, they literally look like pieces of chopped up plastic. And they don't taste much better than that once you try to put them in your mouth and chew them up. Yeah, not an overly enjoyable situation. So yeah, I don't like it whenever we get these in particular rations. But anyway, let's move on to some things that I'm sure should be good. Let's try our salted nut Walker peanuts. And yeah, those are perfect as usual. And if you wanted to plus up the, I guess, porridge even more, you can throw some of your peanuts in here. Obviously, chocolate and peanut goes together fantastically. So I'm sure this now, with the porridge, would be even better. And yeah, that's perfect. A little bit of salt to go along in there with the chocolate from the hot cocoa mix. And yeah, now all of a sudden you've gone from a bland porridge to something that's a lot better than what it was on its own. Yeah, really not a whole lot else to do now except try our dark chocolate bar. And usually, let's see if we can get the company name here, Bundberg, something like that. This chocolate is usually fantastic. And there you go, same as always. It's a nice dark chocolate, but it's incredibly creamy. It's well, it's the kind of creaminess for a dark chocolate bar that there's a reason why. If these do hit some level of heat stress, these bloom really badly and melt and disform because, yeah, they're perhaps maybe a little bit too creamy for what they're meant for, but these are meant to be Arctic rations, so I guess theoretically they shouldn't be having huge like temperature fluctuations. But anyway, yeah, this is a fantastic dark chocolate that there's really no complaints about. So yeah, have another little drink just to cleanse the palate, and then that'll be about it. So yeah, this has been a fairly short review. These Norwegian Arctic Field Rations don't really, you know, there's not a crazy amount to them. They're easy to prepare. You know, you haven't got like a dozen different items kind of thing. And yeah, so we've taken what may have possibly been an incredibly bland meal, and then we've turned it into something that was a lot better. So yeah, I've got no real complaints about this meal, obviously aside from the beef jerky, as per usual. The beef jerky was just horrible. But there's not much else you can do about that. I'm not going to dunk it in water or anything like that, but I'm sure some people enjoy it, but it's not my thing. So yeah, this has been a menu number 5. Yeah, menu number 5. Breakfast menu, porridge, Norwegian Arctic Field Ration, and that's it, everybody. Hopefully, get back to you as soon as I can with another review. We've had a couple of good ones in a row now that are nice and fresh, so I don't know if I'm going to test my luck and try another vintage one or something like that and see if I can find some stuff that's old but yet actually edible. Anyway, we'll we'll see when the time comes. Like I always like to say, thanks a lot for stopping by, everybody, and have a good one.